Due to the very strict importance of the manner in which enforcement of the FARs is undertaken by the FAA, here in week 2, we will continue discussing the matter of enforcement. Very frequently, you will find that people will be addressing you about things that have happened. Most of you know about the ability to not make any statement whatsoever. You're not required to make any statement whatsoever. You're not required to speak with anyone. If some individual comes along to you and says, "Say, what did you do? I'd like to speak to you about the flight that you just came in from Chicago. I'd like to talk to you about that flight." Red flags should be flying. Something is very concerned. The first question you should ask is, who are you and why do you want to know? Why do you have any questions for me? And if they say we're from the FAA, of course, you're going to continue to be courteous in your address of them. You will ask for them to present you with identification. They certainly are going to want to see your ability, your certificates. Very, very important is they may look at those certificates. You are not to surrender them to any person at any time. They may look at them, you keep them in your possession. But again, I must emphasize, be courteous. They will be courteous. The current Pilot's Bill of Rights requires that proper notice be given of you in the event any action is to be undertaken against your certificate. But at the time they stop you at the airport, and while you're in the FBO or while you're tying down your aircraft, that is not the time to be talking about anything. You need to have counsel present. Many of you will feel that obviously you're a reasonable person and no other person could view what your actions were as anything but reasonable. Not necessarily true. Be courteous. Just tell them that you would be pleased to talk with them about any incident that they wish to talk to you about. However, you wish to seek counsel before you do so. Seeking counsel is certainly your right, and you're entitled to have counsel with you during the entire time you are in contact. Remember, even though it is administrative law, it is nonetheless law enforcement. Consequently, to protect your certificate and your continued ability to make a living, you must do what is necessary to protect yourself. Just tell them that you will be in touch. Ask them for a business card. Ask them for their identification. Tell them you will contact them as soon as you have had an opportunity to speak with counsel. And they'll tell you, yes, well, we would like to just get this matter closed up so we can close the file. Yes, that is exactly what they wish to do. They wish to close the inspection file and send it to an FAA lawyer so the lawyer can do what is necessary to perhaps file charges. Always be certain that you have proper counsel with you or someone who is there who can be a witness to whatever is being asked of you and whatever your responses may be. The fact is that you don't want to jeopardize your certification. The body of administrative law is such that it can be very easily abused because the enforcement falls under the heading of administrative law rather than criminal law. FAA inspectors are not required to advise aviators of their legal rights before interrogating them. In an effort to be good citizens and cooperate with the FAA, individuals often make statements that furnish the FAA the ammunition to proceed to suspend or revoke certificates held by them or by their employers. The second chapter is to ensure that you have a practical work and knowledge of your legal rights in those situations. And that's what we're here to do, to provide you with those knowledge of your legal rights.